One of the common themes in the Michael Flynn case, the George Papadopoulos case, and my own case is that in all three, the government obtained a guilty verdict through what is known as a plea bargain.
President Trump wiping out the conviction of his former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, who had pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI in the Russia investigation.
And the plea bargain is something that is not well understood. People on social media go, well, Dinesh, you pleaded guilty. You acknowledge you did it. And the basic idea here is that the plea bargain is taken as a sort of confession of wrongdoing. But what this mistakes is the way in which these plea bargains are obtained. And it's very far from our sort of civics book idea of justice. The civics book idea of justice is that the government comes to you and says, listen, we can all spare ourselves the cost of a trial, the anguish of going through it. We'll give you a reduced sentence if you plead guilty. This is in fact not what occurs most of the time. The way plea bargains work is in fact in such a way as to pressure even innocent people to plead guilty. Let me show how it happened in my own case. The government comes to me and says, in effect, did you exceed the campaign finance law? And I go, yes, I did. And I should receive, I believe, the same penalty as anyone else who does the same thing. And then they say, in effect, not so fast. We're going to get you on bank fraud. And I go, bank fraud? And they go, yeah, because you took your money out of your own bank account. And I go, wow. And then they go, we're also going to get you on mail fraud. And I go, mail fraud? And they go, yeah, because you put your check in the mail. So you see what's going on here, and that is that the Obama administration, the Obama Justice Department, working in coordination with the Southern District of New York, the basic idea here is we stick all these bogus additional charges on Dinesh, which are nothing more than redescriptions of what he already did, but this time identified as, quote, new crimes carrying new penalties. And when you add them all up, it's years and years in federal prison. So even if the probability of you getting all that is low, the risk is so high that you would destroy your life if that happened. And so you're pressured to think, well, okay, I better plead guilty because otherwise I'm facing all these additional dangers which are actually imposed artificially by the government to extract the plea. The bottom line of it is there are tons of people in American prisons today who didn't do what they were charged with doing, but pleaded in order to avoid an even worse outcome. It's a complete miscarriage of justice, and in that sense, the pardon is not forgiving a horrible wrongdoing, but correcting something that was an injustice in the first place.